Primarily for me, St Mary's is a church for today, for the local community for today, but it does of course also have an interesting history that stretches right back into medieval times. This tower was built in the 15th century, and it was built on the end of Ewell's 13th century church of St Mary's. The church itself lasted until the 1840s, when it was demolished and our new Victorian church was built. We can get a good sense of what the old church looked like from a painting that was painted by William Holman Hunt in 1847. The new St Mary's was consecrated in 1848 at the height of the Gothic revival. This was a school of architectural thought that wanted to bring back the design principles of the medieval period into Victorian churches. And here we see St Mary's exemplifying those principles. It has a tower with tall pinnacles reaching up to the sky. It has buttresses and tall pointed arches which create size and cavernous space within the church. St Mary's stands as a great example of this Gothic revival style of architecture. Although the church itself was new in 1848, many of the things in the church were brought over from the old medieval church when it was demolished. So our font, the font we still use at baptisms every month at St Mary's, dates back many centuries. The wooden screen separating the nave from the chancel is a Jacobean screen. That was brought over from the old church, but it was widened to take account of the larger size of the new St Mary's. And the altar, which we go up to receive communion in front of the altar every Sunday, that also is a Jacobean communion table, again brought over from the medieval church. So we have a mixture of the new Victorian church and within it many older things that form a part of the older history of St Mary's as well. This 16th century brass shows Lady Dorothy Taylor. She lived in Ewell in the 16th century. She died in 1577, and the brass shows her and her 5 sons and 5 daughters. We know the names of at least some of the vicars of Ewell going as far back as 1239, and the board in the church gives us the names of the vicars over the centuries and also the patrons, that is, the person who appointed the Vicar of Ewell on each occasion. Nowadays, the vicar is appointed by the Bishop of Guildford.